Before we get into the wider defence spending policy, I'd like to first ask you about the real and present conflict in the Middle East. And would a Prime Minister, Badenoch, have sent or would be sending RAF jets to bomb Iran at this time?
So we wouldn't have participated in those initial strikes, but certainly once our bases were attacked, yes. And the difference between my position and the Prime Minister's position is that he only wants to take defensive action when our bases are attacked, so catching the arrows. I think that we should be trying to take out the missile launch capability that Iran has, which is actually carrying out a lot of these missile attacks on British bases in Bahrain and in Cyprus, for example.
Well, in order to take that approach, you have to believe that Iran poses an imminent, significant threat to Britain. What is your evidence of that?
I think if our bases are being attacked, then the evidence of the threat is in the past. We do have evidence that Iran has attacked British bases. Let's remember, we have put bases in other people's countries. We've put bases in other people's countries. We should do everything we can to defend those places and make sure that they are not attacked. And what I found really astonishing this week is that our allies in the Gulf, even countries like Canada and Australia, are asking, where are you? Why aren't you doing enough to protect your own bases? We're relying on other people to carry out that, and I think that that is wrong.
Well, so on the basis of what we've seen already at the airbase in Cyprus, who would you be attacking? Because there are reports that that drone didn't come from Iran, that it came likely from Lebanon, Hezbollah. Who would you be attacking?
Well, irrespective of where the attacks are coming from, my duty as a Prime Minister would be to defend our bases and make sure that we can take out capability. We don't get to pick and choose. I'm afraid whether we like it or not, we have been dragged into this. The response from a British Prime Minister has to be robust. It cannot be dithering and delay. We are seeing right now HMS Dragon still in Portsmouth. When I was speaking to the Prime Minister at Prime Minister's Questions on Wednesday, he was talking as if it had left. We're hearing that it might not even leave for a week. That cannot be the right response. We cannot be in a situation where we have put our servicemen and women, in foreign countries, and we're doing the barest minimum to protect them. That is not fair on those people. It is not fair on their families. No one is gung-ho about war. I don't want to see war or conflict. I don't want to see an escalation. But the most important thing is protecting our national interests, protecting our soldiers.
There is an argument that the reason why HMS Dragon has taken so long to deploy is because ship maintenance was cut back so severely in previous years, particularly under the Conservative government. Is that something you regret?
No, I don't think that that's the reason. In fact, I have been hearing that the reason why is because the hours which the unions have agreed have been cut. They don't work weekends. There are all sorts of things that people are putting out there. The fact is, defense spending went down between 1989 and 2022 when the war in Ukraine started. I came into cabinet in 2022. Defense spending increased when I was there. I cannot fix what happened across all governments, Conservative, Lib Dem or Labour. I'm the new leader of the Conservative Party today. What I can do is talk about how we fix things for now and for the future. That's what I'm focused on. Lots of people can have arguments about how we got here, but I am showing how we get the defence spending. That's why I'm announcing a new policy. Let's take the money out of welfare, put it into more troops. I can tell you what we can do today. I can't tell you about why other people made previous decisions.
Well, one of those people was former Conservative Prime Minister as part of the austerity measures, which effectively hollowed out UK military capabilities. But let's talk about your defence spending policies, which you are announcing today. You're talking about scrapping the two-child benefit cap.
Putting the cap back in place.
Sorry, beg your pardon, I misspoke. Putting the cap back, that doesn't gain you much, does it, in terms of defence spending?
No, it's just the latest step. We need to show where the money is coming from. Simply saying we're going to spend, billions and billions without explaining where the money is coming from is not credible. In December, I announced our Sovereign Defence Fund that could get us up to 50 billion. This is just another step to getting us to 3%. The magic number is 3% of GDP. I believe that needs to happen in this Parliament. The Prime Minister is talking about 2031. That's basically kicking it into the long grass for another government to deal with. I don't think that that's right. So this amount is how we'll use some of that to get up an extra 20,000 troops, 6,000 in the regulars, 14,000 in the reserves, making sure they're properly equipped. So these are all steps in a plan. They're not a full solution by any means, but we're the only party that's even doing this thinking. Reform are talking about putting the two-child benefit cap in place to spend the money on pubs and beer. That's just not serious.
But it's a drop in the ocean, isn't it? What you're putting forward, it amounts to 4% of the defence budget. And if you look at it in terms of a percent of defence spending as related to GDP, it's 0.1%. It's nothing.
It's still more than what we're doing now. And what I'm saying is that we find savings, and when we do, we announce how we get there. All of these are step-by-step plans. I am showing people my working. I'm showing people my plans. It is this sort of thinking where we say, oh, this is nothing, so let's not bother talking about it, that got us into this mess. I've talked about how to get to 50 billion in December. Now I'm saying, let's stop making silly decisions of spending more on welfare. Let's put that money into defence. The world is becoming more dangerous. But if we're going to get to 3% by the end of the Parliament, these are the sorts of things that we need to do. I'm standing here at KNDS. I've got a Boxer armoured vehicle, which we should be ordering many more of. Those things don't get made overnight. You need to say you found the money so that they can start making them, so they'll be ready in a few years' time. Simply saying this is just a little amount, so it's not worth talking about, is the wrong way of thinking about it, and it is how we ended up not having as much capability as we should have now.
Can I ask you if you are comfortable with the way the US administration has been conducting this war?
The fact is, the US administration that we have at the moment is very theatrical. They are a capable nation. They're taking their national interest seriously. It's not really my job to comment on how they're acting. I'm not a commentator. What I would be doing is making sure that we have a close relationship with the US that goes beyond any individual president. We cooperate with them very closely on security and defense issues. When I was Trade Secretary, I was part of those conversations. I did the same with the UAE, with Saudi Arabia, talking about trade and defense and security.
Can I ask you specifically?
What worries me right now is that our allies are saying that we're not doing enough. That's what worries me. Not just the US, the Gulf as well.
Do you think President Trump should be choosing the new leader in Iran?
President Trump says a lot of things. I want to see the Iranian people finally be free. I've been so struck by those images of Iranians who escaped Iran dancing, just thrilled that the Ayatollah is finally gone. I'm not exactly sure what he means by that. What I want to see is an end to this conflict, and let's bring some freedom to Iran. That's the key thing.
Kemi Badenoch, thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.